Hi, I'm Matt Christian, and I work for the Alaska Department of Corrections. I'm actually the network administrator for the department. Probably 1968, I saw my first computer. It was about the size of a filing cabinet. It was black. It supported 4 users, and you could actually do math on it. And right then and there, I decided I wanted computers. So, as long as there have been PCs, personal computers, I've had one. Take them apart, put them back together. Taught computer once for a little bit. Toughest money I ever made. Just eat, sleep, and drink computers. The reason I got away where, well, I wouldn't say get away, but the reason I am where I am today has to do with I'm a voracious reader. I'm not afraid to take things apart, and it had a lot to do with timing. Because when I got into computers 20 years ago, there weren't a lot of people into PCs. So I sort of got in at ground floor. The computers have changed the world so much in the past few years. PCs in themselves were sort of useful, but when, das Interweb, the web, the network connection to everybody in the world, when that came out, it really changed things a lot. Before then, we did our connections with people via snail mail, or walk over to Fred's house and talk to him. People didn't use phones as much as they do now, and they certainly didn't have e-messaging and cell phones and computers and no email and those kind of things. So communications was a lot slower. You did a lot of things in person. What were the first computers like? That's a really big question. The first computer I ever saw had 16 kilobytes of core memory. The Geek Stick I carry in my pocket is about 1,000 times larger. So they didn't have a lot of memory. They were in green and white, the screen, black screen with green numbers. If you had a high-end monitor, it was a black screen with yellow letters. And they were about this big. You did math on them. You didn't do a whole lot. So they were useful for doing spreadsheets and pretty much for typing documents, but I don't think they were much faster than typewriters, or much more accurate, and spell checks really didn't work then. So there wasn't a whole lot of advantage to it, other than they were just fascinating. How's family life been changed by computers? I see a lot of the family life revolving around kids in rooms watching video, or stuck on the computer. There's not the interaction with the real world. It's sort of disturbing for for somebody old like me, who's seen society change substantially, especially in the family unit. There's not the time to hang around and spend quality time with other members of the family like there used to. What's the positive aspects of computers? What it's really done is it's really enhanced our ability to communicate rapidly with other people. I think the other real outstanding advantage, and the thing that I really love the most, is the ability to do research. Changed in the past few years. Well, let's see, 1997, some guys at Novell, some folks that I'd met, and knew a couple of them, had cached the entire internet on a server, and it measured under 13 terabytes. Which is 1.3 million gigabytes. And people like that laptop probably has a 60 gigabyte drive. So it wasn't all that much. Now the content of the internet is measured in petabytes, which is millions of terabytes. I could only do searches, or the only content on the internet was text-based. And in order to go search a server, you had to know its address. And then you had to go look in the file directory. Or if you wanted to use a really cool search engine, you could use Archie. And Archie, you would point to a server and tell it, look for a document. And after a while, you would build a list of servers. But there wasn't, like we were talking about before, there wasn't DNS, directory name services. You had to remember addresses to go places. There wasn't Google. You know, there was a search engine that you could point at a server and it would search that server, not millions of servers at once. So it's exploded. There's no way they can keep up with the amount of content that's on the internet now. As far as content on the internet goes, back in '97, all the content on the internet was text-based. There wasn't. There was this raging debate about how terrible and how slothful and how inconsiderate someone was to put a JPEG on there or a GIF, an image. My God, it was heresy. We had a contact in England who had scanned pages of the Book of Kells, which is a book about a lot of really old things, and some of it was armor. And the only way we could get those images down without having everybody on the internet get all over us was we encrypted them and disguised them as documents and sent them along encrypted as an encrypted document, and then unencrypted them on our end and then put them back together. And we had scanned pages of a book that's hundreds and hundreds of years old, but we had to sneak it through the internet because there weren't pictures. It was bad juju.
Hello, my name is Ashley, and this is my documentary. I interviewed my dad, and now this documentary has come to an end.